Hey guys, I'm Slave to the Games and I'm here with another review. This time we're going to be going over Genesis Alpha 1. So what is Genesis Alpha 1? Genesis Alpha 1 is a game from Radiation Blue, a roguelike base building shooter with limited survival elements. You take on the role of an interstellar pioneer working to preserve humanity's genetic legacy on a new world. Every journey in Genesis Alpha 1 begins with what seems like a huge, randomly generated galaxy filled with adventure and peril, though in various degrees depending on the settings you choose for things like rogue enemy ships, resource spawn percentage, and more. Discover new planets, encounter asteroid fields, sunstorms, merchants, artifacts, and deadly cosmic spores as you explore the vastness of space. You'll come across the wrecks of ships that have been lost to the void, and off-ship expeditions will take you to the surface of alien planets to harvest their resources and fend off waves of enemies of varying degrees. The spores you encounter will not only vary visually, but also with the enemies they can hatch and infect you and your members. If left alone, you'll have to deal with an infestation that can quickly destroy your ship and crew, not unlike being attacked by rogue humans and aliens that slip in through multiple means of access as well. So what is the story of Genesis Alpha 1? In a near future ravaged by wars, corrupt regimes, and global capitalism left unchecked have resulted in natural resource overexploitation and pollution devastating the planet. Societies are collapsing. Supported by Earth's remaining governments, 4 influential corporations initiate the Genesis program. As the captain of a Genesis starship, you journey into uncharted space on the ultimate mission. Build and manage a space vessel, farm resources, deal with terrifying alien infestations, clone creatures, explore a vast, randomly generated universe with one goal in mind. Find new homes for humanity's DNA and save the species from extinction by activating a Genesis through discovering a habitable planet and then gathering the needed requirements to proceed with it. Though you'll have to complete all of this yourself to see what or if anything happens, but I'm not going to spoil that. The game does have a story to it, but it's not the major focus of the game. While there is backstory things that you can stumble across occasionally, like I said, I'm not going to dive too much into it. The main focus of the game is the actual gameplay itself, the building, the semi-pseudo surviving, and then eventually reaching your destination. So what other features are there? Well, there's a unique spaceship built and customized with at least 18 raw and refined resources, 8 different species, around 33 modules for ship customization, with the ship's appearance changing from color to how you build it, somewhere near 18 weapons with varying tiers, possibly 2 defenses at the least, at least 4 suit upgrades, 3 ship styles which change the basic appearance and starting gear, which after various playthroughs and challenges completed unlock ship tiers as well. Oh, did I mention cloning? Yeah, you can clone as well and research new species to clone. There is of course a few things I have left out, very few, but I feel this is something you need to experience yourself. And for the price of $30 US, it is actually fairly priced. If you need to find out how much it is in your own country, simply pop $30 US converted to your own country's currency and it will give you the correct pricing. With this, I did want to say that while I do mention there's a few things I left out, this basically covers the entire game. But here's the thing. Do I like it? Does it deliver all of this? How good is the combat? The building? Is it easy to learn? Etc. Well, yes, the game delivers on everything I mentioned. I really enjoyed the game. In fact, I enjoyed it enough to play through 4 runs in just the first day. The first run being the default settings, and every one of them after that being on the hardest settings. This took over 12 hours in my first day. Building, cloning, navigating, and everything non-combat related can seem taxing and boring at first. Just don't let this stop you from playing it. I did the very same thing the first time I attempted starting it up. Picked it up for 10 minutes before deciding to drop it. So I really don't count that as my first time. Anyways, the combat is the least worked on part from what I can tell. I'm not saying this to scare you away from it, just that the combat could definitely use improvements, and there's no ADS or aiming down sights. Aside from what I just mentioned, the combat is extremely simple. And jumping from the simplest of FPS games, you should have no issues at all. As far as bugs go, I really haven't found any. I have noticed that occasionally crawling through the vents, I have clipped through an edge or something's clipped through another, but it's nowhere near as bad as it sounds, and you'll definitely understand what I mean if and when you play it. Anywho, I feel like I accomplished what I wanted with this video, which was to give you an explanation of the game itself, so you knew what it was and what to expect, as well as give a tiny review on what I thought of the game. One more thing to put out is that I experienced this all on a PC set to ultra graphics at 4K, so in terms of graphics, it looked really good with only the models looking a little too indie. But it is an indie game, so what more could I expect? And this is actually future Seth here. You know, as I was recording, I had to add this in. Well, technically, there is one other issue I did come across in the menu when I was setting it to 4K. Occasionally, whenever I went to set it to 4K, I just wasn't able to at first. And then after, you know, leaving the game, coming back in, then setting it to 4K in the main menu, then going into the game, was I able to play it in 4K. It just kept giving me the 1440 option. Whenever I clicked 4K, it just cycled right back to 1440. So I did have to fiddle with that a little bit before finally diving straight in, and then I had no further issues with it. I'm going to leave you all here with the intro to the game, and I appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and optionally join my Patreon and Discord with the links in the description below. Cue the intro.
When I was young, our dream was to go to the stars. And so we tried, gave our best, and in the end we made it into space. We came here to prove our machines, our courage. We came for the competition and for the vanity. But we weren't ready yet. And the dream faded, became a nightmare, became propaganda and lies. But soon, our old dream became a global necessity. We needed resources. We needed more space and more food. We needed a perspective. After years of digging in the dust of Mars, the inventors gave us wings, the hyperdrive. Our ticket to not only Venus or Jupiter, but to Messier, to Andromeda, and to a galaxy we call Alpha One. A galaxy full of bright suns and beautiful planets. A galaxy full of life. A new hope. An alliance of powerful corporations was forged, and Project Genesis initiated. The dream returned, and we became pioneers again. Arcs full of genetic material reached Alpha One. Their goal? Finding a new home for its cargo, and to initiate a new Genesis for mankind. The best commanders were chosen to lead these starships, and like myself, you are one of them.